Today I'm going to show you how stones are reused. So I've got a few different ones here. Basically how it works is that I kind of sand off the old design. It's with different grades of powder, which you will see later, and it's like sandpaper but without the paper. So yeah, you see there's a different color in stones, but I'll talk about that later, on a later occasion. The thing is, they're all a kind of natural limestone, but molecular composition of them make them suitable to use for printing. Okay, first thing to do is to wet the stones. Just a bit. Wiping the dirt off a bit. And oh yeah, this stone, there's two designs on it. One I washed out the ink already. The other one still got the preserving ink on it. That's the difference between those two. But it will all come off, and I'll explain more about the inks later on. So I have to wipe off the excess of water, and then I put a bit of grinding powder on it. This stuff has been getting a bit damp, but it's the roughest grain, so that's fine. That doesn't matter too much. So I just put a bit on. Not too much, because the excess will just be flushed away, but enough, because when there's not enough, the stones will make scratches into each other, and that will show up in the printing. So usually I put a little bit, few drops of water, and then I put one stone on top of the other. The thing is, you need stones of slightly different in size. You'll see why in a minute. So we carefully put that on top, and then we just start grinding. So at first to spread the grain and see, to check if it's enough. That looks fine. Maybe a tiny bit more. Careful that I don't push it over the edge too much. Okay, and now I'm gonna grind it into an 8 shape till it gets sticky, which means that the powder is getting saturated. So this will be going on for a few minutes, so I'll pause the video now. Okay, sorry guys, I pressed the wrong button on the camera for the next stage. So I finished the first grain on all the stones now, so I'm going to go on to the next number now. So okay, here we go. tiny bit more. Like I said in a bit that you didn't see, it's quite an important stage because the stones have to be perfectly straight. If you don't grind enough over the edges, then you will get a kind of a hollow. If you do it too much, you get a kind of a lump, and that will give problems with the printing. So it has to be carefully done. Oh, and as well, I showed it at the end. In between the changing the grains, the number of grain, you have to check for possible scratches. So I'll show it now. So you can just do that to sponge off the water, but the stone is still damp. And then if you look against the light, you can see the grain all right, and any scratch would show up then, but it all looks fine. Oh yeah, the first grain is quite coarse, so you could use it for artwork, but it would be like drawing on quite coarse paper. So, and that's not what I have in mind. So I'm going to make them a lot smoother. I'll show that a bit later. So this stone is ready for the last number. This one too, but I'll just do this one so you can see. Now I'm not going to use a stone on a stone for grinding now, but this glass thing that I don't know the name for in English. First, make sure all the other grains are gone and there's no dirt on it. So we start slowly, and no pressure. I'm going to put on a little bit more. That feels good. That should be enough. The stone feels absolutely smooth now. Just a quick check for scratches. That's all fine. Perfect. Now I'm gonna fire the edges a bit, because over time you can get sharp edges which give problems for the grinding the next time. Just to make on a 5 and 5. That should do the trick. There's one more step. Now in a later video I will explain how the printing process kind of actually works, but for now I'm just going to tell that to make the stone receptive to the artwork, I have to treat it with some vinegar. It's just kind of the regular household vinegar. It's got the right acidity level to do so. So I just sprinkle that on. I kind of sponged the stone, well, sponge dry. So it's not really dry, but there's no water sitting on top. So I'll wipe it around a bit. Just leave it on for half a minute or so. It might be a bit difficult. Well, you won't see it, but normally, well, the acid actually, if you leave it too long, acid would destroy the stone. So, but you can see the reaction by little bubbles coming up. So as soon as it starts doing that, then it's fine, then it's done. So then I can wash it off. And it's not always easy to see. Don't know if you can hear the cuckoo. Yeah, that'll do. So that's it. When the stone is dry, I will brush it off with a clean brush for to remove any possible crystallized vinegar particles, because they if they remain behind, then they might interact with the drawing materials on the stone. So they have to be brushed off. But apart from that, it's ready. So that's it for now. And like everyone says, kind of click the like button and the subscribe button, please. Bye.